The number one priority is independence, and with that will come economic development, which means transport, health services and schools.
It doesn't help to have more than 50% of unemployment.
Then to see another political leader, because I couldn't quite buy this argument that Kosovo can't move on at all without independence.
We have tried all other forms, and we don't want intermediary forms of authority.
Why push it now when you know that diplomacy can take years to get it right?
It could take decades. We do not have the decades. We cannot afford generation after generation to go in periods of legal uncertainty. We need economic development. We need democracy. And neither democracy, accountability, an accountable democratic system, nor a functioning economy can be done unless there is legal certainty. And independence is about legal certainty.
It's going to be a mess, isn't it?
It's not. It's not going. It doesn't look like a nice picture, though.
Run down, neglected, gripped by a sense that it'll all get better if only there was independence. What's so contradictory about this issue on territory is that millions of Serbs and Albanians eventually want to end up as European Union citizens, where sovereignty is diminished, diverse communities live under a system of shared values, and borders are flung open for unimpeded trade and travel. But no trains go to Belgrade from here because the talk remains of suspicion and conflict. And now, rather than clearing up the rubbish, Kosovo broods on a new enemy that threatens to wreck the dream of independence. Is Russia a friend of Kosovo's?
No.
No. Russia is an enemy of the United States, so they are fighting America here on the issue of Kosovo.
Just a few miles away is the village of Gračanica, where Russia is seen as an ally. The people here are Serb, you can tell from the Cyrillic script.
We want all to live here in brotherhood and unity. It's not right for them to live and us to die. They want independence, but we cannot allow independence here.
Kosovo was always Serbia, as it was when Serbia was established. It was only later when others came and lived here, and now they want to take it away from us. No Serb should let that happen. We'll fight all our enemies.
So do Kosovo's Serbs and Albanians prefer to be part of modern Europe, or are they more at home with the dark underbelly of their historical legends? We're driving through the Drenica Valley. It's the heartland of Kosovo-Albanian nationalism. And tonight we've been told that we can meet somebody who's known as one of the tough guys. That's a person who won't stop until Kosovo's got its independence. This is a society where many people are more at ease with creating warrior slogans than good governance. He says he's a member of the illegal Albanian National Army.
We are ready to sacrifice again and fight against those who don't want Albanians to live on their own land in Kosovo. We have our military plans, and if we see we're not heading towards the goal of independence, we'll start implementing them, which means we'll protect our land and our people from Serb forces.
Is Russia your enemy or your friend?
Not only are Russians our enemy, but all those who still think we belong under Serbia.
America is your friend?
We consider the United States as our biggest friend and ally.
An American ally? So who exactly would back Kosovo's declaration of independence?
I think there's not much doubt that the US will recognise Kosovo. I also believe that the main large countries in the EU, the British, the French, the Germans, will do the same. For I do expect almost all the EU governments to either recognise an independent Kosovo or to accept it and not to create difficulties for an independent Kosovo.
This is an interesting relationship you had, wasn't it, with your US commander?
Well, there we are. That's General Wesley Clark and myself. We're in smart uniforms, so we're obviously not deployed down in the Balkans.
But the view of the soldier who commanded the first NATO ground troops in Kosovo is that things won't be that simple.
I think it will be rather a messy scenario because we will have one group of countries who recognise an independent Kosovo under its own government, and we'll have another group of countries which do not recognise Kosovo, and it really needs, I think, some diplomatic heavy lifting done, because it would be a poor result, and one which would carry some danger if we can't get a proper international agreement here.
Whatever the political outcome, it may take another generation at least to ease memories of the past. Kosovo's history books used to carry inflammatory stories against the Serbs. They've now been rewritten completely to rid them of ethnic hatred.
It's very important to teach them without hate, because in future maybe we're going to be we're going to work together. Actually, we will have in common interests. So it's very important to teach it without hate, and we do that.
Most likely, it'll be these children, as grown-ups, that'll see through the final peace between Serbia and Kosovo.